Well, the weather outside, it's getting a bit chilly, but inside the Hawks' Nest, the action is just heating up. Hello, everybody, and welcome back for another OCAA Volleyball matchup. The Humber Hawks are hosting the Cambrian Golden Shields, and what should be another fantastic match. Zach Benoit alongside Mr. Matt Hamill. And Matt, looking at this matchup, the Hawks 3-0, Cambrian, they're 1-2 on the year, but it should be another really good game.
Yeah, you said it, partner. We have a Humber Hawks team off to a great start. Their second home game of the season, taking on the team by way of Sudbury. Excited to see how this one shakes out. Certainly some good talent on both sides of the ball. We'll continue to unpack just some of the star players for the Hawks we've seen at this early phase of the season. But Zach, players are lining up. Anthems are not far away, and this game getting underway is not far away. There's a look at some of those standouts for the Humber Hawks in numerical order. Perhaps now Reese Chalette there, number 8. That is a young woman with some excellent playing ability. We've already seen some of that on display early in this season.
Yeah, she's their star libero, I guess would be the simple way to put it. She's in almost every single set, and it's definitely a player to watch when she's on the court. If you're not sure which one she is, she's the one that doesn't match her team with the jersey. She usually goes with the dark jerseys when they're wearing white. But nonetheless, this should be a fantastic matchup to say the least. These two teams have already faced off, and the Golden Shields, they're the only team so far this year that have taken a set away from the Humber Hawks. Humber, back a couple of weeks ago, they were able to win it 3-1. But we'll get more into this game. But first, player introductions and the national anthem. We'll throw it over to our PA announcer.
At this time, we ask you to please stand up in the field and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Please welcome your officials for the day. Assistant Referee 1, Hayden Sekorosh. Assistant Referee 2, Nicholas Hunt. The second referee, Ollie Shortman. And the first referee, Mike Chow. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to welcome the starting lineups for both the teams. Firstly, for the Cambrian Shield. From North Bay is number 2, Caroline Papano. From Sudbury is number 3, Kennedy Belfiore. From Sudbury is number 4, Macy Frank. From Kenora is number 5, Jersey Mason. From Sudbury is number 6, Allison Northwest. Is number 7, Taylor Williams. On the barrels for the game, hosting number 8, Mackenzie Sutton. And for Berkeley on, number 15, Ray Moore. The head coach for the Cambrian Shield, Dale Bosole.
Just give it a line. On station, let's welcome the starting lineups put together by the head coach, Chris Wilkins. Leading off from Vancouver, British Columbia, number 2, Kennedy From Sturgeon Falls, Ontario, number 4, Caitlin.
From Melbourne, Ontario, number 6, From Toronto, Ontario, number 10, From Sudbury, Ontario, number 12,
Well, the player introductions are done. The anthem is finished, and partner, we are ready for some volleyball action here in the Hawks Nest. Again, Zach Benoit alongside Matt Hamill, and what should be another really just electric game. Humber are currently 3-0. They've been playing some fantastic volleyball to start the season, and they're going to be the ones serving first. It's Caitlin LaBelle to serve over. It's bouncing around on the other side, and it won't get back over. So already LaBelle getting that one.
Yeah, Humber striking first. This is a Hawks team ranked number 4 in the nation, and yes, number 1 in the province of Ontario. Have not yet really been in that tight spot this season, Zach. They've won all 3 of their games. They've only lost 1 set in the process, and they'll trade points to start off the game here.
Allison Nordquist, the serve over. It's a good one. White Eye, the good first ball. Quick one to the middle, and it can't fall. Golden Shield set up an attack, sailing over the back line, and that won't find it. That was Jersey Mason right there with that swing. Couldn't connect with the back line of the Hawks.
Yeah, now it's going to be Amanda Larson serving for Humber. Larson has been quite productive offensively, Zach. She is #1 on the Hawks in points per set, and her height, a big asset there.
Yeah, you said it, the height helps, and it helped right there on that serve. It was an absolute bullet. But you got to give credit to the libero on the other side, Mackenzie Selk. Did a really, really good job getting under that, even though it was a kind of a knuckler just coming right at her. Larson, another serve here. It's a lot of power, and it goes over that back line. So again, early on, the Hawks and Cambrian are just trading points here with Carly Papano going to the service line. Papano actually the leading point scorer so far for this Golden Shields team. Her serve sailing out past that sideline.
So that'll be a player to watch for Humber. Like you said, #2, Carly Papano. Also, Jersey Masson, she is another weapon in terms of how many points she's been able to contribute for this Cambrian team.
That was Willis Croft with the serve there. Manners hits it down, and you talk about players to watch. Well, look no further on the side of the Hawks than Hannah Manners, the 4th-year player. She is having a standout year. And I think the biggest one was the last time out against Sheridan. 10 kills, partner. She was electric. This serve by Willis Croft sails over that back line. So again, trading points. But also in that game, Manners, 10 kills, but also 6 service aces. She was electric last time out.
The Hawks have so many weapons, Zach. A lot of them familiar faces from years past, right? But a lot of new additions to the program as well. And that just has really been quite the asset for Humber.
Quick one in the middle. It was Vanderwall, couldn't get there. They set up a play for the Golden Shield. They hit it down the line, and they find the opening right there. Maisie Craig gets the point.
So Zach, 4, I guess the magic number. 4 is what Humber's hoping in terms of consecutive provincial championships. Last year was the three-peat, going for their 4th provincial gold in a row this year. And 4, of course, also Humber's ranking in the national standings in the CCAA.
And a back set beautifully placed for Manners, who gets her first kill of the game.
Zach, the only set Humber has lost, and this is, of course, worth highlighting, this season Humber lost 1 set. It was to Cambrian back on October 19th.
Free ball here. Willis Croft goes wide to LaBelle, who's swinging off the hands and out of play. And that's a big thing to note, because Humber, they have been pitch perfect ever since then. Haven't dropped one single set to any other opponent. They're looking to try to continue that hot run here. Good serve by Manners. The back set. Can they get it over the wall? They do, but Humber, they're gonna get a play out of this. White Eye goes to Connolly, and her hit goes right into that wall. Locked down.
Caitlin LaBelle was a big part of that victory over Cambrian, as LaBelle for Humber. Let's see if she plays an equally big role in this game today.
Jersey Masson. The serve over. It's a good one. Willis Croft, the back set to Connolly. What a dig by Selk. But a little bit too far. Hits the ref stand right there. What about the addition, though, of Amy Connolly to this team? 16 kills, puts her in second, tied for second, excuse me, versus LaBelle with 17. Good dig right there by the Golden Shield. The back set. Can't find anything. Willis Croft, quick one to Larson, the tip over. The back set once more for the Golden Shield. Can't find it there. Going out wide. Connolly hammers it home. Nobody in that back court.
9-5. So we're all Dolly Partoned up here at the score, and it'll be Humber with a chance to get into double digits.
The serve by Vanderwall right there goes right into the net. So again, Hawks trying to continue to grow out this lead. Serving here, it's Maisie Craig. Craig, 1 service ace so far on the year, but 13 kills. That one finds LaBelle. Willis Croft, quick one to Larson, off the wall, diving to keep it up. They set up Craig in the back. She tips it over the wall, but the height right there works through for Larson. Going out wide, tipped off the wall again, but they're gonna say the Golden Shield touched the net, so point will go to the Hawks. But we talked about the height being a factor, and we just saw it right there on display.
Yeah, 6'4" for Larson. You know, Zach, worth highlighting the points in that game against Cambrian earlier in the year. The sets were very, very close. Humber won the first set 25-23, and looks like we have the makings of maybe another close first set with a point for Cambrian.
Kennedy Belfouet comes through with that big hit right there, and she'll get rewarded by going to the service line.
So, Zach, these teams met just 2 weeks ago. The first set very close. Humber winning by only 2 points. Cambrian then winning the second set by a score of 25-22. Humber then won the third set, forcing a fourth set. That's when Humber really pulled away, Zach. Humber winning that fourth set and the match by 25-12, the score. So really saw Humber towards the end of that game really exert their dominance, and good for Cambrian here in the first set. It's once again a very close contest, but 4-point lead for Humber, trying to build on it here.
And they get the point right there off of a big hit from LaBelle, who's at the line to serve. Selk sets it up beautifully. Going out wide, the hit cross, dive in his white eye. She keeps it up. Can they get it over? Manners tried to hammer that one home, but it was a little bit of a miscue because it wasn't a fully clean play, but nonetheless, Cambrian, they will get the point.
Maybe a little too much time to think about that one. We know Manners has such hitting power. Comes up empty there.
White eye to Williscroft, the quick one to Larson. And we've seen that from so many years of past with a player named Cass Andrews in the middle. Amanda Larson just using her height and power and the dominance of the quick set. She'll go to the line here to serve. Hit over and too much power. So with all the height, tons of strength comes with it. Amanda Larson displays it right there. Carly Papano goes to the line here to serve. She is second on her team. A three-way tie for second for service aces. She has 3. Papano, the player we said to watch out for. First ball there, not cleanly hit, so it's going to be a free ball here for the Golden Shield. Going to go quick one to the middle, hit down. They find the line, and they're going to say they did. The head ref takes over, and he makes the call. Taylor Vian, she was the one swinging right there. Papano still at the line here to serve. Manners, good first ball to Williscroft. Quick one in the middle for Vanderwall. Selk is there, tipped down by Vanderwall. Still kept up by the Golden Shield. At the wall, gets tipped. Williscroft, the soft hit over, and Selk couldn't get a hand to it. That's that high IQ play we've seen so many times out of Kennedy Williscroft. The crafty setter.
Yeah, just kind of finding that sweet spot there, hitting the hardwood. Hawks back up to a 3-point lead.
Serve over, good by Williscroft. Papano, the first ball into the net, and the Golden Shield can't get it over. And there's so much deception being a left-handed hitter. Williscroft, it feels like she adds more just like change up of the ball. It's great movement. Their serve over, again a hard one. This time is a good first ball. Trying to set up a play here, punched over, but hit into the net right there is Mason.
Yeah, caught up in the net there, so automatic point for Humber. Now 5-point lead, Zach, so Humber getting a little bit of a cushion growing here. You know, Zach, this is game 1 of a doubleheader here today. The men's teams take the floor after the conclusion of this women's game. And the men's team for Cambrian, they're out in the crowd. They got what you call the vuvuzuela. They got the horns you can hear when Humber's serving.
Hit down the line, can't find it though. Was Jersey. So Hawks get another point. Timeout called here for the Golden Shield, and we can take another look here at that hit right there. Again, Williscroft, such a crafty player, a really good setter for the Hawks. Look at this serve over. Zell gets to it, and they try to go down the line with Masson. Just couldn't find it. And early on, it's really the Humber Hawks leading the way once more.
Yeah, up to 6 points now. Humber's biggest lead of the match. You know, Humber liked the way the first game went, Zach. They were able to win the first set, as narrow a victory as that was, 25-23, back when these two teams faced off in October. there's head coach for the Humber Hawks, and this fella has done a little bit of winning, to say the least. 23 seasons at the helm for Humber, Coach Wilkins. There's a look at some of his support staff there as well.
Without looking at your paper, what are the career wins for head coach Wilkins?
Oh, well, I don't know. Let's say 437 wins to, I don't know, maybe 62 losses. Now, I did cheat, Zach. I did look at my paper, but that really highlights. I mean, 437 wins, 62 losses. I mean, it's remarkable. It's worth repeating.
Yeah.
And it really does go to show the dominance of Humber volleyball here in the province of Ontario. And Zach, you can look back to the previous championships. We mentioned this would be if Humber can capture the gold here, their 4th in a row, but they've gone on longer streaks than that under Coach Wilkins' supervisorship.
Hit right there, that's kept up. Can they get it over the net? They do. That's an amazing play by the Golden Shield to save it. Connolly hammers it home, and all that effort to save it, and the point still goes to the Hawks. Amy Connolly just hammers that one home. Kennedy Williscroft is on a run right now. We'll take another look at of it right here. Look at this save by the Golden Shield.
Now that was a really good hit, Zach. Just kind of using whatever she could there. Ball back in play here.
Tried to keep it alive again, but these serves by Williscroft have been amazing so far. She is on a roll. She's in a rhythm. They tried to use the timeout to break that rhythm, but it hasn't worked at all.
Williscroft came into today with 3 service aces. Quite a run of serves she's putting together here.
Selk, what a dive to keep that one in. The hit up, Craig, and it's still bouncing around. They can't find it. This was a 6-point lead, now up to 9. Another timeout used by Cambrian. Williscroft is going on a run.
And there's a look at that Cambrian team heading to the bench. Zach, this is starting to take on a little more of the dynamic of that most recent set between Humber and Cambrian, that 4th set back in October. How about that play right there? Absolutely giving it all she had there. Diving was Cambrian's number 8, Mackenzie Selk. So that was, Zach, the effort's there. It's just, you know, we talk about some of the weapons that the home team has to work with, and that's going to make it very difficult for Cambrian if they're, you know, eyeballing their chance to capture their 2nd win of the season. Zach, a win here today would take Cambrian to the 500 mark. It would get them out of being below 500. It would also, I mean, you can imagine the sort of confidence if you can really be in this game against, you know, the top team in the province as far as the rankings are concerned. And it's all moving and grooving on the Hawks sideline, Zach. Get a good look there at the ladies dancing.
Yeah, they're having a good time. But just to look back at last season, Cambrian, they finished with a record of 7-11. But don't look too far into that, because their last 10 games, they were a 500 team, 5-5. It was a little bit of a slow start in the season for the Golden Shield, but they really turned it around later in the season. It was just a little too late situation. Selk gets that first ball. They're going to go out wide once more to Craig. Wow. But look at that. Amy Connolly all by herself makes that block. Wow.
Yeah, that was huge right there. Amy Connolly, 5'11". She's actually from Sudbury, so playing against her hometown team here.
The serve over, again a good one, but another good dig. Craig hits it over the wall this time. They're gonna have a play, are the Hawks. Manners hammers it, and it goes out of play. So what was I wanna say 4-5 run service set by Williscroft. It finally comes to an end, and Cambrian, they're looking to try to close the gap here. Vian goes to the line here to serve. Serve over, it's good. White Eye, good first ball. Manners hammers it home. Hannah Manners, when she gets space and doesn't have a blocker in front of her, she does not miss.
Manners leads Humber in service aces with 8 coming into today.
First ball there, it's bouncing around. Selk just brings it right back to the net. Craig just puts it over. It's bouncing around. LaBelle will just tip it. Craig gets there. They're going to the backside. Not going to be able to fall. Williscroft, quick one to the middle. Vanderwall. And it's out of play, and it'll go to the way of Cambrian. But again, another heads-up play right there by Mackenzie Selk.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking to their libero for some big plays, but right now Cambrian with their backs to the wall, We'll see if they can get a good run of serves going. They're going to be right now leaning on Jersey Mason, their leading scorer in terms of points per set.
Willis-Croft, the quick one in the middle to Vanderwall, and she finds it.
So there we go. Now Humber getting that much closer, Zach. 3 points in order to put the cap on a decisive first set.
Vanderwall go to line to serve. Selk, the first ball. Nordquist goes wide to Craig, and it gets tipped over, but there is Willis-Croft. They set up LaBelle on the far side. Her serve, or excuse me, spike gets blocked. The back set. Couldn't find the floor. The back set to Connolly. Can she find the line? No. So a good mini rally right there, and a big one for the Golden Shield to come away with.
Serve coming up here, Zach, and not a lot of room for error for this Cambrian team.
Craig back to the line.
Another one of those leading offensive weapons for Cambrian. Serving here.
First ball good to Willis-Croft. She sets it for Connolly. The dig is beautiful by Craig. They try to get a play, but the wall comes through. Amanda Larson, 6'4", blocks that one right back down.
Take a second look here, Zach, and this is, you see there, Humber's number 18, Amanda Larson, really doing a good job of leading the way here early in the first set.
Taya Wilkins comes on to serve, as well as number 14, Lexi Zakari. Serve over by Wilkins is a good one. Right at the net, Nordquist, and that's a heads-up play by the setter for the side of the shield. Just tips it right over. The wall has been blocking all of her hitters, so she takes matters into her own hands right there.
Well, you know, Zach, we showed some love to Humber's head coach, who has been at the helm for quite a run of success. How about the longest tenured coach in the OCAA Volleyball, Dale Beausoleil, 33 years head coach for this Cambrian team.
Tipped over, can they keep it up? The Golden Shield unable. So on to set point, here are the Hawks. And yeah, that's a lengthy coaching run.
Yeah, you know, Zach, I was just a twinkle in my father's eye when Coach Beausoleil took the head coaching duties of this Golden Shield team.
LaBelle serve, over is good. Going wide, can they find it? No, White Eyes there. Wilkins goes across, but can't find it. It was Bannister who had the hit, just couldn't find the bottom line. Serve over, good. Wilkins trying to set up Zakari, and it's a little soft hit over. Nordquist, the back set over the wall, but there is White Eye. Wilkins goes right back to Bannister, and she hammers it home. So the first set, Hawks, 25-15. And I mean, they led basically the whole time, but I think the cherry on the cake for that set was the Kennedy Willis-Croft 5 to 6 runs at serving. I mean, that was the difference maker.
Absolutely, and you know, that was certainly kind of business as usual for Humber. So many players that can get it done, and it usually is a matter of who's really going to be that player to shine amongst a roster very deep with great talent. But now, Zach, for Cambrian, it's going to be a bit of a tough pill to swallow. You know, there was some very close sets in the first game between these two teams this season, but that was a very decisive first set victory. So Cambrian, they kind of know that they can keep it close with Humber, but the Hawks are really able to win decisively there. It's going to take some digging deep for this Cambrian team, because Humber, you know, once they get rolling, they can be a real tough team to stop. But we saw some great plays from that Cambrian side. But this Humber team here we're getting a look at on our camera angle, they have been dynamite all season long. And you know, Zach, they did lose their only set of the season to Cambrian. Maybe they have a little extra motivation to win in straight sets here today, coming out of the gate hot.
Well, let's not forget that this Humber team, yes, they were the provincial champions last year, but they also had an 18-0 record. They ran the field in the regular season. They finished 18-0, won 54 sets, and lost 2. They were nothing short of dominant, and they're feeling it on the bench right now. They're all dancing, having a grand old time. But they were a dominant team last year. They've started off strong again this year, like we mentioned, 3-0 record, 9-1 set count. Now, obviously, if you're averaging out the rest of the season, how many more games are left, their set count might be a little bit worse than it was last year. But granted, they did go 54-2. But again, Humber, this team has been so dominant for so many years, and that comes straight from the top to Chris Wilkins. We talk about Humber volleyball being as dominant as it is, men's and women's. But, these two coaches, both Wilkin brothers, they sit respectively 1 and 2 all-time wins for the Hawks.
Yeah, Coach Wayne Wilkins is the El Presidente of the men's volleyball team, so we'll see them in action as Humber's men's team is also off to a solid start this year, and that should be a fun one. That's part 2 of our doubleheader here today. The team's all huddled up, Zach. It's almost time to break and get suited and booted for set number 2. Can Cambrian dig deep and find a way to kind of get their swagger back a little bit against Humber, because the #1 team in the province really looked like it there with a decisive opening set victory. Zach, you were talking some numbers earlier. How's this for a stat? Blocks per set. Humber with 3.4 blocks per set. Cambrian with 1.1. So really highlights that Humber has been able to be quite effective with the blocking, and that's another variable. We talk about the offensive prowess for the Hawks, but the ladies up front really doing a good job of dominating that net, and we'll see if that's on display once again here in the second set upcoming.
Yeah, and they have been dominant at all facets of the game, and it should be interesting to see. I talked about the numbers of their win streaks, how they were 18-0 last year. Well, they're currently on a 31-match win streak against the OCAA. That's a great start to set number 2. Hannah Manners hammers it home.
Yeah, at the CCAA level, Zach, Humber did lose last year in terms of not quite getting their way at the CCAA tournament to the gold medal match. They had to settle for bronze last year at the national level. Of course, gold provincially, capping off that three-peat.
And again, how about Hannah Manners? That ball off the arms of Selk just soared right to the net. Manners puts it back to bed. So quickly, Hawks up 2-0 here in set number 2.
Yeah, 4th-year player, Larson. Good looking serve.
Selk gets to that one, but it tips all the way to the bleachers. And Mina Larson gets the service ace.
Yeah, add that to the stat book.
Serve over, and just off that top of the net. So Hawks will give up the serves there, but good job by Larson. She's already shown early in this game that she can be a presence partner. Not afraid to get up in the business at the net, but also some strong serves. On the other side, Papano, the serve over. Vanderwall goes wide. Connolly sets up Manners, but she's a little bit far back from the net. Couldn't get that ball over.
Well, Manners with a pretty impressive 5 kills already, but we've seen her miscue on a couple. It goes to show just how many opportunities Hannah Manners gets, and very efficient, but missed a couple early in this game here.
That's a spectacular set by Williscroft for Connolly. How about that? Williscroft goes to the line again. This is her first run here in set number 2. Serve over, tips off the net, and Williscroft, she gets herself another service ace.
So just 2 service aces in quick fashion, right? Before it was Larson, and now Williscroft. Zach, service ace is not usually a big part of Humber's game. They're 10th in the province in terms of service aces per set.
Another one over.
My goodness.
Back-to-back service aces. Williscroft might need to go to the casino down the road after this one with how hot she's feeling at the line.
Well, Zach, that is impressive stuff, and goes to show the versatility of this Humber team, that they're able to, all of a sudden in set 2 really make service aces a big part of their early set strategy.
Willis Croft coming into today had 3 service aces. Well, she's almost doubled that total. She's gotten 2 on the day. What a start to the game it's been.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we are with a score of 6-2. And Usher playing through the speakers here in the Hawk's Nest has got some of the ladies on the Humber team dancing.
I've found that, you know, Humber's team, they love to dance. Because the men do it too. We saw it last week.
It's something in the water here at the Humber Polytechnic North Campus Fountains.
But hey, if you want to dance, you want to dance. You can't, you know, I know I've busted out a couple moves here.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
And they always say, Zach, you should dance like no one's watching.
Exactly. Well, no one's ever watching me, thankfully, because there's more action happening on the court. I'm not that important.
It's the perfect cover for you to dance to your heart's content.
Exactly. Here we go again. It's Kennedy Willis Croft at the service line on a run of back-to-back service aces.
Oh, scrambling.
I think that will make it 3 in a row. Willis Croft, she has doubled her season total in 3 straight serves.
Yeah, basically half of Humber's points in this set have come from service aces.
Goes up for it again. Another strong serve down the line. Is that 4 in a row? That's 4 service aces in a row. What a run for Kennedy Willis Croft. She had a massive run in the first set, and she's having another one right here.
You know, Zach, in bowling, they call this a turkey. You know that.
Of course. This one over, and I think the run of service aces is done. Tipped out. Can they keep it alive, though? Diving in the backcourt is LaBelle, and it goes all the way to the wall. So the historic streak of 4 for Kennedy Willis Croft finally comes to an end, and I don't think there's anybody more happy than the Golden Shield to see her not at the service line right now.
Now, that was quite a run, but good job there by Cambrian to regroup, and now a chance to build some of their own momentum here. Down 5 early in the set.
Viant, the serve over. Connolly gets there. Willis Croft goes right back to Connolly. Can she find the back line? No. Thought she got enough of it, but it sailed too far. So Cambrian, they get a big point, trailing by 4 now. Viant, 2 service aces on the season coming into today. Right back to Connolly. White Eye sets it up for Connolly. She tips it across, not gonna go. At the net, nobody's gonna get there, but eventually they do. Willis Croft back sets it to Manners, trying to find the back line, but it sails too far. So that play looked like it might have been dead, but the Golden Shield, they recover and are able to continue on their little run. Viant gets ready. Here's her serve. Over, it's good again. LaBelle, first ball to Willis Croft. Quick one in the middle. Vanderwall puts it down.
Yeah, that's huge. And Humber able to kind of hang on to that 4-point lead here.
Manners, the serve over. Good one. Nordquist goes wide. Can they find the line? They can. Maisie Craig. They get the point right on back, and they're keeping this one tight, trailing only by 3.
Second look here, Zach, on the Hawk Sports Network. It's a big play for Cambrian. That was a well-placed shot by Craig.
Masson, the serve. Willis Croft keeps it up. Connolly off the hands and down. Amy Connolly.
And that was just so well set there by Kennedy Willis Croft. And just allowing a beautiful crack at it there. And Humber back at the service line, back up by 4.
It is becoming a dangerous 1-2 punch at the net when you have Manners and Connolly. This back set tipped over. Is anybody there defending? Diving was Vanderwall. It's kept up, and it will get hit over. So a free play here. Tip down the line. Willis Croft gets to it. Vanderwall goes wide. LaBelle just backhands it over. And the point will go to the Golden Shield. So a little bit of miscommunication coming through from the Hawks. Not something we're used to seeing.
A little too tight. That set was just in a tough spot, and it made it a bit awkward for the hit. Don't think it quite made it through the uprights, so immediate whistle. And that brings the Shield back within 3, and a serve on the way here from Maisie Craig.
Craig's serve over, and it goes right into the net. So Humber get the point right on back. But this is what we've been seeing in the past too, and I think we're getting the look on the top of your screen right there, partner. We got the bench press out.
Ah, I see. This is different.
All right, we saw this last year. Who's getting the work in over there? Amy Connolly is the one serving also. I know that's also very important to say. Serve block, Larson comes through. We were distracted by the antics of the bench. But that play right there, Amanda Larson, the 6'4" frame, works perfectly. Another block for her. Connolly's serve, it's over and it's good. First ball to Nordquist. They go wide. Papano, and she finds the back line. Carly Papano, she's been very quiet, but leads this team with 23 kills.
Yeah, that was very, very well hit, and just making it incredibly challenging for Humber to even field that. And Kennedy up here.
First ball to Willis Croft is good. They back set it for Connolly. And thought it hit off the hands, but no, it was right off the net. Amy Connolly got just a little bit too much on top of that one.
Well, Connolly has some strength to work with there, Zach. That was a nice hit, but just not high enough. But that would have been dangerous for Cambrian to have to defend if it made it over.
First ball goes up for Willis Croft. Tipped over, and the wall comes through for the side of the Golden Shield.
Yeah, and how's that? We talked about statistically, Cambrian hasn't gotten as much out of their blocking this season in terms of blocks per set, but fabulous positioning there, and a great play as Cambrian now within 2, Zach.
And it's Nordquist that makes that block. Willis Croft gets the second one. Quick one to Larson, and how about this little run for Cambrian? Only trailing by 1. Hawks are going to take a timeout, and all fired up on the side of Cambrian is Taylor Viant.
Well, Zach, it was a very close contest last time these two teams played in the middle of the game. Now, Humber won the first set last time these two teams played. They won the first set here today. Also, Cambrian in the second set last game, they captured that. So right now with some mid-set momentum building for the Shield, maybe some similar dynamics playing, and you know they would like to respond and see if they can successfully have an opportunity here to capture the set again. There's that long-term head coach for Cambrian.
Longest tenured, like we said.
Yeah, 33 years. So you talk about, 23 years for Coach Wilkins. That's quite a lot, but sprinkle in 10 more, and you got the tenureship of Coach Beausoleil. Here's a replay. This is a second look here at that big block up front for Cambrian. And we're breaking the huddle here. 1 point lead now only for Humber. And Zach, I mean, things were so close in terms of the plays we've seen in this set. But right now, Humber with the slight edge after being up by 5. Now by a single. So can Cambrian, after forcing Humber to call a timeout, even things up here. Serve is on the way from Kennedy Belfus.
Yeah, right, coming out of the timeout to see if Cambrian can keep their hot ways. Willis Croft goes wide to LaBelle, hammers it home, and Caitlin LaBelle, the player that was leading this team in kills through the first 3 games, comes through again right there.
Another example of volleyball timeout magic as Humber gets exactly what they wanted, calling the timeout, getting a chance to put an end to that run of the Shield.
Serve over, soft one. And the Shield are able to get it. The back set, Mason. Selk. The tip by Papano. In the backcourt there is LaBelle. Quick one to Larson. It's diving and they can't get to it. So Amanda Larson, you gotta respect the power and how much she possesses. So they back up a little bit more, they give her space, and she just tips it down. That's just high IQ volleyball right there.
Humber lead back up to 3.
LaBelle, good serve over. Nordquist just puts it right back to the net. Papano! And again, it's Amanda Larson going up and blocking it.
Yeah, I mean, what an asset for Humber. That's just another big play by Larson. Larson averaging just shy of 1 block per set, Zach. She's in the top 5 in the entire province of Ontario. She's got some Humber teammates in there as well in terms of leading the province in blocks per set.
Have a feeling after this one, her name is going to shoot up that scoreboard. She is having an immaculate game right now at the front of the net. And she'll go to serve here. She's also had a couple of good service runs as well. 1 service ace, I believe, on the day so far. Larson. Soft serve down the line, can't connect. It's gonna be bouncing around. Free ball here for the Hawks. Willis-Croft going wide to Manners. Off the hands and down. Hannah Manners, so much power on her swings. It's hard to contain.
Yeah, and for the Shield, you know, you're getting good possession, you get a hands on that block, but sometimes if a player like Manners can uncork with that much power, boy, you get a successful result for the hitting team. Humber up by 5 again.
Yeah, this has been a 5-run for the Hawks. The back set here down the line, and it's going to continue. Humber are putting up a lead after the timeout. Cambrian, they got within 1, but ever since then, it's been all Hawks the whole time. And the Golden Shield, they're going to be taking a timeout.
Well, Zach, we'll take a second look here as we'll cut away from the Dancing Hawks to another look here at one of those recent plays. And Humber, after things got a little close there, Zach, good run from Cambrian middle of the set. Humber has reestablished themselves back in the driver's seat, now up by 6. And that certainly has them sitting pretty here as we're back to live action. And there's the look at the bench. On the other side, a little bit of dancing. You know, Zach, it's tough. Certain songs you just can't not dance to.
It's Bruno Mars. Come on, you gotta boogie a little bit to Bruno Mars. I respect it.
We're boogieing more than a little bit here on the Cambrian bench. And there ain't nothing wrong with that, Zach. Here we go.
Gotta enjoy the game as best as you can. Doesn't matter the experience, as long as you had a good time. That's what we strive for here at the Hawks Nest. You just come in, have a good time.
Dance like no one's watching.
Exactly.
So Larson, we've mentioned she's had a fabulous game here for Humber. 3 kills, some big plays up at the net, and now some serves to add on top of that.
Working it around. Willis-Croft, the back set, but nobody was there. It was a little bit of a miscue. Looked like Connolly and Vanderwall both kind of got caught up on one another. Carly Papano going to the line. Her serve over, good one. Manners gives a good first ball. They go right back to Hannah Manners. And the power of Hannah Manners on her swing, it is one of, if not the toughest in the OCAA. She gets so much power behind those swings.
Yeah, game high 7 kills for Hannah Manners.
Hit over by Willis-Croft. The back set, they try to get it off the hands, and that's a bit of a sigh of relief from the side of Cambrian. You get Willis-Croft off the service line, a player that has been dominating in both sets.
Serve coming up now from Taylor Vaillant.
Vaillant had a good run last time. First ball is a good one to Willis-Croft. She quick sets it to Vanderwall, and Rachel Vanderwall getting her money's worth on these quick sets to the middle.
That puts Humber at the 20-point mark. And Zach, they need 5 more to take a commanding 2-sets lead here.
The serve over, and that's another service ace. I'm losing track here, partner, but I believe the total has hit double digits, if I'm not mistaken, with these service aces for the Hawks.
Yeah, just absolutely fantastic part of the game here on display for Humber. The serving has been dialed in a big way here.
Willis-Croft goes to LaBelle, who's swinging with all her might. Off the block and in, so Humber continue to roll here, 22-14. Hannah Manners is having herself a day as well. There's a couple Hawks that are just performing on both sides of the ball. Serve over, Selk. Good first one to Nordquist. She swings wide to Craig, and her hit goes way over that back line.
Well, Zach, there was moments in this set where Cambrian was able to really make things close. Humber, though, with their characteristic play of just spreading out the ball to all their different weapons.
That one in the middle, and it goes right into the spot where there just happened to be no Hawks standing. And we'll have a sub here for the side of Humber. Sydney Keeler will come on to hit. This is actually her first bit of action so far this season. Serve over, and how about that, right to Keeler, who gives a beautiful first ball. Connolly tips it over, but it's not gonna find the hardwood. Go right back, Connolly and Vanderwall get there for the block, and it's gonna be 4 hits, excuse me. So Humber, they're continuing to put on the pressure on set point right here. Rachel Vanderwall trying to put this second set to bed. Humber up 24-15. The serve over. It hits the back line. Why not add to the service ace total? Rachel Vanderwall gets her first one of the match. The Hawks, I believe, are sitting around 11 now on the day. And they're up 2 sets to none in what has been just pure dominance out of the ladies in white.
Yeah, very solid, and we know that, yeah, we've highlighted maybe more than a few times in this game already that the last time these two teams played, there were some very close sets, but Humber, you know, Zach, as the season goes along, and maybe you get even more dialed in, and the Hawks find themselves with 2 straight sets here, and by some pretty impressive margins of victory as well.
It's also just, when you look at it, the timeout that was called, that completely turned around that second set, because Cambrian, they were rolling, they were coming back, they were working strong, and then that timeout on the run. We're just having a couple highlights right here from that second set. Yeah, the bench, they're having a grand old time.
Yeah, great look there at some of the antics and hijinks from the bench, as kind of part of volleyball culture, right, is a little bit of sideline tomfoolery. And, you know, the Humber men's team, you know, Zach, a little tease, right? We have the men's teams taking the court. We've only seen the Humber men's team at home once this season, and this will be their second later this evening. And, you know, they have quite an entertaining way of engaging with the camera, let's say. And we'll see if the Humber men's team is back with their showmanship and entertaining hats on.
Some players, camera shy, they don't want to be close. Humber's men's team, they say, no, we want the camera
as a rule,
as
yeah. If you want to play here,
possible.
you have to be open to goofing around on camera. Because they were, looking at the camera, really interacting, and that was awesome to see as Humber captured that win in their home opener. And the Humber ladies are looking to capture a set victory here. That would give them a second straight win at home. For the fellas, same deal, as they hope to win their second game in a row at home in this early part of the season. Zach, some highlights to show here. We saw some great plays from Humber. Hannah Manners, you saw with the dig out, but a lot of other players contributing.
Yeah, and with Humber, the best part of their game so far really has been the first ball to their setter, Kennedy Williscroft. We've been seeing it time and time again. They're getting her beautiful looks to just set up her hitters, and that's just kind of what's propelling the Hawks out to these massive leads. They're playing a very fundamentally sound game of volleyball right now. Golden Shield, they're just trying to strike back here. Get into this, back into this game somehow. Again, they're the only team so far in the year that have been able to knock off the Hawks in a set. So it should be very interesting to see if, you know, how big of a fight they put up here in set number 3.
Yes, sir. There's a look. We got a little bit of the smoke machine effect here at the scorers table, and it's almost time to get going. A little atmosphere as the Humber Hawks home games. Always a fun time. All right, we're taking the court, Zach, and we'll see if Humber can maybe make this a quick one and capture the victory here. But, you know, you can't count out the Shield. That's one thing, you know, Zach, especially with the way this game went last time these two teams match up just earlier this season. But for Humber, it really seems like, Zach, the key to success today has just been getting it done in all aspects of the court. And the service line has been particularly friendly to Humber. Let's see if that continues.
First play of this third set, Humber, they're looking to try to capitalize. Manners goes up swinging, and oh my, Hannah Manners uncorks it.
Yeah, that was mean, Zach. I mean, that's a lot of power and just hitting a very open part of the floor as well.
I would be scared if I was on the other side of that hit. Wow. Manners unleashes a howitzer. Cambrian, they try to back set. Cholette makes her first appearance. Tips down over the net is Williscroft. The hit over, off some hands. Cholette, good first ball to Williscroft. Larson, the tip. Selk trying to go to Papano. Off some hands, diving and colliding, but the ball is still up. Manners goes up, and again, Hannah Manners displays just pure power.
We saw a good play there up front at the net for Cambrian. Lily Slay, but Humber able to kind of play that ball, set up a big hit of their own, and up 2-0 here.
LaBelle into the net, and that will end her run. But early on in this third set, Hannah Manners has just been stamping her name on it. 9 kills, 1 dig so far on the day. To the line, LaBelle diving for it. Connolly can't get to it. Wisely elects not to dive into the wall.
Self-preservation, Zach. But you know, you gotta love one of these volleyball players, you know. We know they all have that instinct.
LaBelle, the first ball beautifully set, and Larson hammers it off the net. They can't settle it down. This is a dangerous, dangerous duo of Larson and Manners right now. You gotta respect their power, but when they're not full swing and they're tipping and there's nobody around to get it, because you have to respect the power. Larson, serve over, sailing past that back line, so evened up here 3-3.
Yeah, it up, partner. See if Cambrian can maybe get out ahead in this set. They find themselves, as the sets have gone on, Humber's just been able to pull away, and a little miscommunication there. You don't see that too often from the Hawks.
Carly Papano gets the service ace right there, and you know, maybe it's a little bit of a run for the side of the Golden Shield now. Trying to propel themselves. Papano, their serve over, another soft one, diving in was LaBelle. Williscroft calls everybody off, sets up Manners off the hand, so it slowed down the speed. They go to Craig, she hits over the wall. Cholette gets there. Williscroft is all over the court right now. Free ball for the side of the Golden Shield. They back set it to Masson, and they find it. The rally that ends with a Golden Shield point. They're up by 2.
Yeah, Kenora's jersey, Masson. Boy, that was a heavy hit up front for the Shield, and growing their lead now. Can they add more from the service line?
LaBelle, first ball is good to Williscroft. The quick set and the tip over. Selk dives and gets there. The double hit by the side of the Golden Shields. And that breaks up the momentum they had, because they were setting up another play beautifully.
Yeah, one of those self-inflicted. That really was a great dig by their libero, and Selk set it up nicely, but the miscommunication, 2 players converging on it.
Williscroft, the serve over, and almost another service ace. Masson hits it, but a good dig by LaBelle. They go to Manners again off the wall. Connolly fills it up nicely. They go right back to Amy Connolly, and she puts it down.
Well, it was such a big play there for Cambrian's blockers, right? They got the stop on Manners, but retooling, and Zach, a second look there, and Selk has played so well, that libero number 8 for Cambrian, but that time not quite able to get in position. So many different weapons for Humber with the hitting.
5. That's all I'm going to say. 5 service aces on the day for Kennedy Williscroft. Jake Gomes, Kennedy's coming for your reign here.
Yeah, Jake Gomes, a Humber men's player, alumni, who is just an absolute weapon from the service line for the Hawks men's team over the years, by way of Oakville, Ontario. Shout out.
A lot of good people coming out of Oakville, Ontario. One of the best right beside me. Serve over, it's a good one. Williscroft, quick one to Vanderwall, great dig, but they're gonna call that there was a player on the net. And that's just a tough break for Lily Slay, who just dug that ball out beautifully.
Yeah, absolutely. She's had some great plays checking in here in the third set. She'll head to the bench for a moment. Substitution checks in.
Good dig in the backside. They set up Masson again off the hands. Williscroft goes to Cholette, back sets it to LaBelle. and out of that sideline. Nope, they're gonna call again a net violation. Hannah Manners at the line. Serve over, it's a good one. Nordquist goes quickly, and they can't find it. Connolly with the block. What an addition Amy Connolly has been in her first year as a Humber Hawk. Coming into today, she has put up some numbers, 16 kills and 7 digs. Vanderwall right there, all by her lonesome. Just tips it right back down at the net.
And a timeout called by Cambrian. Zach, their 2-point lead has diminished to a 4-point deficit. So how's that for a 6-point swing? As the Humber Hawks have done a good job. Again, facing some adversity, they know that playing Cambrian, this is a team that can, you know, make them sweat a little bit as they did in that opening or their first matchup of the season. But Humber able to claw back and soar to a 4-point lead right now. Let's take a second look at some highlights, Zach, as we've seen some solid play out of Cambrian, but shots like that from Hannah Manners have just been a lot to handle.
Yeah, Hannah Manners has been electric really all day long, and that's a great shot right there down the line for the side of the Golden Shield. Humber, they're already set up again.
Yeah, we're back live now as Humber's broken the huddle, and Cambrian called the timeout to try to slow the Hawks' roll. A little Katy Perry action blaring through the speakers here at the Hawks' Nest.
You cannot dance when you hear Katy Perry.
She's got some big songs, dude.
I know, there's been some good songs put on today. This at the back line, kept in. Craig hits it over, Cholette with the dig. Willis-Croft goes wide to LaBelle. She hits down the line, great dig. Selk calls everybody off. Craig hits it over, free ball for the side of the Hawks. Willis-Croft sets up Connolly. It's blocked at the net, it's still kept up, pushed over. Cholette goes to Willis-Croft, goes to Vanderwall. She finds it down the line. What a rally. And Rachel Vanderwall finishes it off.
Yeah, that was one of the best rallies maybe we've seen in this match, as Cambrian doing a great job making the play at the net. But
Hit
Humber,
over.
yeah, doing a good job of getting that point.
They go to Masson, and it's blocked once more. Cambrian just trying to get it over. Tipped at the net, it's bouncing, and players couldn't get there for the Hawks, so the Cambrian Golden Shield, they get the point.
So good look for Cambrian coming out of the timeout. They're down by only 3 now. And a chance with some serves from Masson to get back and maybe try to even things up here.
Masson, serve to the back line. LaBelle, good first ball to Willis-Croft. Connolly goes up again. Amy Connolly, and her first year as a Humber Hawk has been I can't even speak right now, exponentially great. I mean, what can't she do right now for the Hawks?
Let's take a look at the play that left my partner speechless. Oh, we'll save that one for later, Zach. Back to live play now.
Craig, the block again, but it's still kept up and hit over. Manners goes to Willis-Croft and puts it wide to LaBelle, tipped off some fingers. Golden Knights, they're gonna hit it from the back court. Mason, tipped down at the net, and they get the point. Somehow in these sets, the Golden Shield are staying alive. These are some great, just kind of last-minute efforts. Kennedy Belfouille, she was the one that got that point right there.
I heard you called them the Golden Knights, but you know what,
Golden
partner?
Shield. Yeah, it's been a tiring day. Hit over. Willis-Croft goes wide to LaBelle, blocked again, and the Golden Shield with a big one right there. And they're starting to wake up as they've closed this gap.
I feel like you could put Golden in front of any team's name and you've instantly made it way cooler. The Golden Hawks.
Golden,
I mean,
yeah, really, yeah, you're not wrong whatsoever.
We'll submit that. We'll run that up the flagpole.
Yeah, we'll see if Brian says okay. Serve over. It's a good one. Willis-Croft, back set to Connolly. And I mean, Amy Connolly, she's having herself a day. She's trying to catch Hannah Manor in kills. She's She's at 7.
Zach, a replay to show here. Let's take a look on the Hawks Sports Network, as that one was just in a tough spot to handle. And we'll get right back to the serve coming up here from Alex Schwega.
Schwega, second-year player.
By way of Saskatoon. Shout out to all my people in Saskatchewan.
Golden Shield. It's a soft hit over. Cholette gets there. Schwega, quick one to Larson. It's dumped in and blocked. And that's something we have not seen a lot of. Amanda Larson getting blocked. But again, Cambrian, they're keeping it close here. 13-10 score in set number 3. As Kennedy Belfie will go to the line to serve. Serve over, it's good. And it's bouncing around. That's a service ace for number 3.
Yeah, Humber really tried to stretch out and make the play, but ultimately not quite able to get there was Oakville's Reese Cholette.
Cholette, we haven't really seen her a lot in this game, but for the most part, she's usually the starting libero. Again, that's why. That's a great dig right there at the net, and a miscue by Larson and Zakari.
And that's giving Cambrian certainly a window of opportunity here as they pull within 1 point as we approach, or we're really at the midpoint of this set. We'll see if the Humber Hawks can get on a run, or is Cambrian maybe going to capture the set here?
Over the back line, that one's missing. But how about this stat? Reese Cholette is the starting libero. Usually that's the libero that leads and digs. Well, she does. She leads with 24, but tied with her is Caitlin LaBelle, 24 digs as well. And that's impressive in itself because, you know, LaBelle, usually she's in the front court dominating there, but when you have a player that's able to dominate in the front and the back court, she's never not going to see the court.
Yeah, versatility, something we see from a lot of players on this Hawks team.
Cholette wanted to dig there. Larson, the soft tip. Players diving and almost a collision on the court.
Cheeky play there. We've seen so many great plays up front at the net by that young lady right there. Number 18, Amanda Larson. She'll now serve. Quick replay here as Larson just put that right in the sweet spot, using the element of surprise.
And again, you got to respect the power of Larson. Good serve over. First ball, Nordquist. Swinging is Papano in the backcourt. Couldn't find it. Manners is swinging for the back corner.
Wow.
And Hannah Manners has hit double-digit kills for the second straight game.
That was just very well positioned, just finding that corner, and that's going to give Larson another chance to serve here.
Manners has tied her season high with 10 kills. Larson, good serve. Does it find the line? No, it does not. It was very, very close. 2-point lead here for the Hawks.
Papineau, the really standout player for this Golden team, this Shield team, is with the serve there.
Vanderwall goes quick. It is lightning fast when you see it. Rachel Vanderwall just goes up and hammers it home.
Stepping into the game, number 2, Kennedy Willis-Rock. Also number 12, Amy Connolly.
And it seems Amy Connolly, when she comes back onto the court, she brings a lot of hype. She gets subbed on, make sure everybody's clapping and hyped up when she's coming back on the court. But at the service line, the player to watch so far today, Kennedy Willis-Croft, 5 service aces. Her serve over is good. It's bouncing around, and oh, that is a tough, tough break. Too hot to handle.
Yeah, so we're really coming down to the wire here. 17-15 is our score. Humber, if they're able to come back and win, or if they're able to hang on and win this set, this game will be over. But Slay hoping to lead the charge and get Cambrian a win here.
Willis-Croft, quick one. And again, Rachel Vanderwall working quickly in the middle. And if Humber, I think they might have just found their starting middle. If she can continue to just put up these quick sets like that. Vanderwall having herself a good game as well. And just add another service ace to what has been a fantastic serving day from the Humber Hawks.
Vanderwall's actually played for Mohawk last year, so one of those new faces Humber's welcome into the mix, and boy, what an asset that the Hawks have found in that young lady. And Humber now up by 4, and a chance to close this game out if they can hang on to this 4-point lead and get the victory here. We're going to take a second look here at some of that action, Zach. Check that. Stay back on our live shot here, Zach. We see both teams huddled up, and for Cambrian, you know they got to dig deep, and they've done a great job. In this set in particular, Zach, it's been very back and forth. Sometimes Cambrian has had the edge, but the Hawks, I mean, it just seems like the #1 team in the province and the defending champions from last year, this Humber team, they just have so many weapons, and as the game goes along, they can just really do an excellent job of finding a way to get it done. Doing that here today.
Yeah, they're doing a fantastic job. And you talked about, you know, players being the transfers. Vanderwall, she played for Mohawk last year. Well, so did her teammate Lexi Zakari, who also came over. Amy Connolly played for Nipissing University. And then Caroline Klitsch, she was a Sheridan Bruin who's come over. And this Humber Hawks team, they recruited inside the OCAA, the transfer portal. It was hot in the offseason. That serve and hit, I mean, finds that back line and working strong. 3-point lead here for Humber. The bench is getting antsy for the side of Cambrian.
Lauren Bannister just checked in for the Hawks as Manners checks out.
Masson, the serve. LaBelle, good first ball. Going to Connolly again, and it's this time kept up. The hit over, diving is Williscroft. Cholette sets up Connolly. Amy Connolly, cross court killer.
And so it's just a good look here for Humber, and they're happy if they can even just trade points with Cambrian at this point. That would allow Humber not that long to capture this third set. Service error, not going to help the cause for Humber.
It won't help, and staying alive in this one, Cambrian. They are just trailing by 3. Serve up by Craig, it's a good one, but an even better dig by Bannister. They're going to LaBelle, off the hands, kept up by Selk. They're colliding in the backcourt. Free ball for the side of Humber. Williscroft going to LaBelle again, blocked, kept up. LaBelle once more, the third time, can't find it there. Nordquist goes across to Papano. Williscroft there for the dig. They set up Connolly. It's down and still kept up somehow. Cholette settles it down, quick one. Bannister the tip over. It's bouncing around. Selk will just hit it on over, free ball. Back set to Connolly. It's still kept up. Joust at the net. Blocked off the hands of Nordquist. Out to LaBelle, tipped. Pancaked and kept up. No, they're going to say point Hawks. What a rally the Hawks come through. In Cambrian, they had some last-ditch efforts trying to save that one.
Yeah, Zach, that was remarkable stuff. And Humber now getting that much closer. Capturing this one. Serve on the way.
Connolly, the serve. It's over into the backcourt. Selk has a good hit on that one. They're going to Papano. She hammers it. It's kept up again. Nordquist, the backs it to Masson. Cholette gets the dig. The tip over. It's still up. Hit over by Nordquist. The quick set to the middle, and they find it again. Amanda Larson. How about that?
Replay coming in here, Zach, and these are big points for Humber. Look at that set to Larson, and no doubt about that one. Height advantage, and in a very good spot here are the Hawks.
Another great serve by Connolly. Nordquist to Papano. It's off the hands and out, so Cambrian will get the point.
You know, Zach, this Cambrian team, they've undergone a bit of a rebrand this year, dropping the golden aspect of their name, so Cambrian Shield. But Zach, the burning question, is Bernie the Dragon still the official mascot of the Cambrian Shield? Yes, he is.
Oh, thank the Lord for that information. It's kept up. Free ball here for the side of the Shield. Going wide, Papano off the hands. Connolly's diving and keeping it up. At the net, Cholette keeps it alive and hit over by LaBelle. Nordquist back sets to Slay. It's hit off the hands and it can't be kept up for Cambrian.
Let's take another look here. There's our replay coming in here on HSN. Slay just could not quite beat the block there of Humber.
LaBelle at the line to serve. 2 points away from taking the match are the Hawks. Good first ball to Nordquist. Going wide to Papano. Off the hands, and again, this is the player they should have gotten acclimated earlier, Carly Papano. They needed her to get going a little bit sooner than that. You see, they set up beautifully.
Yeah, and so that's going to keep the Shield alive right now.
Willis Croft going to far side, Bannister, and hits off the block and then off that upright pole.
Well, this is the big decisive point coming up here, Zach. Match point on the line. See if Larson with the serve can put this one away.
Larson, she's had a good day serving. Serve, and it hits off the net, so now all the pressure put on to the side of the Shield. And the player that you would want is your leading point scorer in Carly Papano. Here's her serve. It's over. Bannister, good first ball to Williscroft. They quick set in the middle. Vanderwall. Rachel Vanderwall has herself a day as she finishes it. 3 straight sets for the Hawks. They win this third one 25-20. Look at this, the quick set to the middle. Vanderwall wastes no time.
So that is it. The Humber Hawks with a W, Zach. It's going to be a busy weekend for Humber Volleyball. They're back in action tomorrow against Boreal. And for the women's team, they are now 4-0 on the season. 3 straight sets victory and some improvement for Humber, Zach. Last time they played Cambrian, dropping a set. So looks like signs that the Hawks only continue to get better, which is a scary proposition for this Humber team.
And their current 31-match win streak bounces up to a 32-match win streak. The Humber Hawks continue to roll against the OCAA. And yeah, they have been dominant to say the least. They are playing a spectacular brand of volleyball right now. I don't even know who the player of the game would be because there were so many different players that impacted Kennedy, Willis Croft, Amy Connolly, Rachel Vanderwall, and Amanda Larson all had terrific games. But that will be it for us here in the women's match. We anxiously await to see the men's game that is taking place right after here. We'll just kind of patiently wait to hear who gets official amount of player of the game.
Yeah, partner, we'll see just how that ends up shaking out now. Some great performances on both sides of the ball. We mentioned Carly Papano a lot. We kind of knew coming into this game she would be a big factor. Saw Lily Slay check in, make some big plays, especially late in the game. But here's a look, Zach. The fellas are taking the floor, and that's what the rest of the night's going to look like, some men's volleyball action.
Yeah, as they get ready for it. We're going to step aside for a little bit of a break, so don't go anywhere. Get yourself some food, go out for a walk, but wear your jacket. But then come right back here for more volleyball.